Cheers, beer runners. I am back with a long overdue product review, so let's jump into it. So several months ago, you may have seen my review on Hemp Daddy's CBD oil, and at the end of that review, I promised that there would be much more reviews of Hemp Daddy products, starting with the Hemp Daddy's Transdermal Cream, Transdermal CBD Cream, and obviously weeks have gone by. I have not delivered on that promise, so it's time to get into that today. This will be kind of a quick and dirty review of just the essentials you need to know. So if you didn't see my original review of the Hemp Daddy CBD oil, I would check that out first, just because I give a lot more information about the company in general and what really sets them apart as a product. But for today, we're just gonna focus on purely the benefits of this CBD transdermal cream. If you're not familiar with CBD creams, one of the first things I noticed about this is that it is a transdermal cream. I didn't actually know what that meant, and I realized a lot of the products that I've used in the past are actually topical creams. So of course, I looked it up to figure out what's the difference between topical and transdermal. And basically what transdermal means is if you're rubbing it on your skin, the cream is absorbing through the skin into the muscles, into the body underneath the skin. So you're feeling the impacts, the effects of CBD, not just on the specific area of skin that you apply the lotion, but also beneath as well, as it absorbs through the skin. The topical creams on the other side are just going to absorb into the skin. So you're only going to feel the effects of the CBD in the skin or on the skin, as opposed to really absorbing into the body. So just some vocab for you there, and what I mean when I'm talking about transdermal CBD cream. Another thing that I mentioned in my last Hemp Daddy's product review is how I am certainly wary when I hear of all of the kind of cure-all claims that you get from a lot of different CBD companies. So I do always appreciate that Hemp Daddy's is very upfront about the benefits you can expect to experience with their products, and they also have a ton of research and different things published on their blog, so you can get some more expert information on what you're getting yourself into. So I just want to kind of give that as a caveat before jumping into this. I'm not by any means trying to say that this is the cure-all for any illness, any pain, or anything like that. What I will say is this is an excellent resource if you kind of have like a nagging, I don't even necessarily want to say injury, but kind of a nagging stiffness or soreness in a muscle or joint. That's where I think this comes in handy, because what the benefit that I have found from this is, let's say after a particularly tough sprint workout, and I personally experience like not constant, but just I often get a tightness or stiffness in my left calf, specifically in my left calf. I get it all the time, especially, like I said, after particularly tough workouts. So where I would use this is sometimes even before the workouts, just to ease the strain on that leg, but then after as well, just to ease the inflammation. It's not necessarily just masking the feeling of the inflammation, so it's not encouraging you to train through pain, but it just helps reduce it to allow you to continue to train, and reduces that inflammation, so hopefully you are not necessarily as much at risk for injury. Again, these are just the benefits that I personally experienced, but that's where I think this really comes in handy, as with kind of how I use all CBD products. It just helps with overall maintenance as runners, dealing with the inflammation, the stiffness, the soreness, the joint pain, the muscle aches, etc., that just come with the territory. A lot of CBD products are just going to kind of help to dampen the effects of that soreness or how you're feeling, and kind of lower that inflammation just enough to allow you to train through it, or to make it a little bit more comfortable, I guess is a better way to put it. Make you a little bit more comfortable with that inflammation, or make the inflammation a little bit more comfortable to train with. I hope that makes sense. I feel like that was a lot of words, basically just to say that this is helpful as a tool, but in no means should be used to just cure injuries, but definitely can be helpful just to ease stiffness. This especially was useful during the Goggins challenge, towards those later miles, especially when I was really starting to feel stiff. I would just put this on before runs, again, just to kind of reduce that inflammation a bit, to make it a little bit more comfortable for each consecutive run, without the soreness building up to an unbearable amount. That's sort of just a little bit about my take on the product. I'll show you very quickly how it works. It's very easy. One thing I do appreciate is it gives you just kind of the recommended dose in the squeeze, almost just like a little dime size or maybe nickel size bit of lotion there. Rubs into the skin, nice and simple. It's not greasy by any means. It actually has a very nice scent to it. It's unscented, so it's just the natural scent of the CBD, which I really like. But just that little dollop is enough to pretty much cover the whole top of my forearm, to get an idea of how much you need for any impacted area. And it rubs in pretty quickly. Like I said, you don't have a lot of the greasy excess, just want to wipe it between my hands, etc. But very easy to use, and a little goes a long way. For larger muscle groups, like when I was having stiffness in my thighs, I would probably use like 2 to 3 squirts just to get a good amount of lotion around my whole leg, again, during more significant stress or more significant soreness that I was experiencing on especially those much larger muscle groups. As I mentioned, this is just a quick and dirty review. I hope it gave you some beneficial information. As I mentioned, really what this is good for is just, with all CBD products, just the maintenance of your running routine and just helping to reduce the negative impacts of the stress that we're putting on our body through this sport. So the only thing that you can do is really check it out for yourself. So if you are interested in checking out Hemp Daddy's Transdermal CBD Cream or any of their products, go to their website, hempdaddys.com/iRunOnBeer, to let them know I sent you there, and use the code iRunOnBeer to save 15% on any order. I mentioned at the top of the show, I do work specifically with Hemp Daddy, so if you order any of the products from their website using my code, I earn a little bit of a commission off that. It doesn't cost you any more. It just helps me keep my website, my YouTube channel, etc. up and running, and lets me celebrate an incredible product. So thanks for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the review. I would love to hear from you in the comments about benefits that you've had from CBD. I think there is a lot more research to be done, because I think there is a lot of benefits that maybe we haven't discovered, or more ways to use CBD that maybe we're not tapping into yet. So I'm always interested to hear about the experience others are having. This has been my personal experience with Hemp Daddies. I'm trying out the full range of their products, so stay tuned for future reviews. The next one coming up that I'm super excited about is the vaporized CBD that I've been using, so stay tuned for that, hopefully sooner than it took me to get out the review of the Transdermal Cream. But really loving Hemp Daddy's products and loving adding CBD into my recovery routine. So thanks for tuning into another product review. I hope you enjoyed it, and let me know what you want to see from me in the future. But until then, I'll see you around. Cheers.